This one cluttered corner used to drain my energy every single morning. It wasn't just a mess, it made me feel stuck, overwhelmed, and honestly, a little defeated. But then I found a method so simple, I couldn't believe I hadn't tried it sooner. No heavy lifting, no marathon cleaning sessions, just 3 easy steps that work. Even if you have limited energy or mobility. In the next 10 minutes, I'll walk you through exactly how I cleared years of clutter in a way that felt calm, doable, and surprisingly empowering. If you've ever felt weighed down by stuff, this is for you. If you've ever looked at a pile of papers, a drawer full of random junk, or a shelf that's been gathering dust for years and thought, I just can't deal with this today, you're not alone. For so many of us, especially as we get older, clutter becomes more than just stuff. It's a daily reminder of what we haven't gotten to yet. It quietly drains our energy, clouds our focus, and adds a layer of stress we don't need. And in some cases, it even creates physical risks, tripping hazards, blocked access, and forgotten medications or tools buried under the mess. But here's the truth, the problem isn't you. You're not lazy. You're not unmotivated. You're simply overwhelmed, and that's completely valid. The good news? There's a gentle, realistic way to reclaim your space, one small win at a time. You deserve a home that feels calm, clear, and supportive, and it starts with one doable step today. Today, I'm going to show you the E.A.S.Y method, a simple, senior-friendly way to declutter that takes just 15 minutes. It's designed for real life. No heavy lifting, no overwhelming messes, and no need to buy fancy bins or organizers. Just clear, manageable steps that lead to real progress, fast. Whether you're dealing with low energy, limited mobility, or just don't know where to start, this method meets you where you are. In just one session, you'll feel lighter, more in control, and proud of what you've accomplished. Let's make decluttering feel doable and even a little satisfying. Step 1. Evaluate. Let's start with the very first and most important step in the E.A.S.Y method, evaluate. But before you grab anything, pause. Because this isn't about tackling an entire room or turning your house upside down. That's overwhelming, and it's the reason many of us never get started. Instead, I want you to choose one small, manageable zone. Not a room, a zone. That could be a single kitchen drawer, a bedside table, a bathroom cabinet, or even that catch-all basket on your hallway shelf. The key here is to go small so you can actually finish what you start. Small wins build momentum and confidence. Once you've chosen your zone, take a deep breath and look at it with fresh eyes. Now ask yourself one powerful question. Does this space still serve me? That simple question shifts your mindset. You're not judging yourself for the mess. You're simply noticing what's there and asking if it still works for you in this season of life. For example, is this drawer cluttered with things you never use? Are there items here that used to matter but no longer fit your needs? Has it become a dumping ground for things you didn't know where else to put? Sometimes we keep things out of habit. Sometimes we just stop seeing the clutter because it's been there for so long. That's what I call invisible clutter. The stuff that fades into the background, but still affects your mood and your energy every time you see it. You might not even notice how much it's weighing on you until it's gone. This isn't about perfection or pressure. It's about awareness. When you evaluate your space, you're giving yourself permission to decide what belongs in your life. Today, not 5 years ago, not someday, today. And remember, your needs have likely changed. Maybe your hands don't open jars like they used to, or your eyesight makes it hard to read tiny labels. Maybe standing for long periods is harder now, or bending down just isn't worth the strain. So why keep a drawer full of items you can't use, don't love, or forgot you even had? This is your home. It should serve you, not the other way around. So here's your action for step 1. Choose your zone. Open it. Take a moment to observe what's really in there. You don't need to move anything yet. Just look. Ask, do I use this? Do I love this? Is this helping or hindering me? If the answer isn't clear, that's okay. We'll sort that out in the next step. For now, we're simply waking up our awareness. Coming up, I'll show you how to spot what's actually clutter and what's just been invisible for years. What I found at the bottom of one drawer honestly surprised me and made me rethink what I truly needed. You've already done more than most people do. You've paused, you've chosen a zone, and you've started to look at your space with intention. That's the foundation of real, lasting change. And the best part? You haven't had to lift a single heavy item or make a single tough decision yet. Stick with me. Next, we'll start sorting what stays and what gently gets let go. No pressure, just progress. Step 2. Assign. Now that you've taken a moment to really evaluate your space, it's time to move into action, but don't worry. This part is just as gentle and manageable. Step 2 is called assign because we're not making final decisions yet. We're simply assigning every item into one of 3 simple categories. Backhand index pointing right, keep. Backhand index pointing right, let go. Backhand index pointing right, unsure. That's it. Just 3 piles. No overthinking. No guilt. No need to justify anything right now. Start by taking everything out of your chosen zone and laying it out in front of you. You can use a towel on the table, a tray on your lap, or whatever works best for your comfort. Remember, this is your process, and it should feel easy on your body and your mind. Now, as you pick up each item, ask yourself a very quick question. Where does this belong? Keep, let go, or unsure. Don't get stuck trying to make the perfect decision. This isn't about perfection, it's about momentum. If you use it regularly, or it clearly brings you joy or comfort, that's a keep. If it's broken, expired, duplicated, or hasn't been touched in years, that might be a let go. And if you pause, hesitate, or feel unsure about something, don't worry. Just put it in the unsure pile. That pile is allowed to exist. You're not failing by not knowing. You're simply creating space to revisit it later with fresh perspective. Here's the thing. Once you start moving items into categories, something interesting happens. You get unstuck. That mental fog starts to lift. The overwhelming feeling starts to fade. Because now, instead of one giant mess, you've got 3 small, manageable piles, and each one has a clear purpose. You're not trying to organize yet. You're just sorting, just moving energy. And that, in itself, is powerful. Now, a little honesty here. This is the step where you might find a few surprises. Old receipts from 10 years ago, a broken rubber band, batteries that haven't worked since 2003, or, if you're like me, a mystery key you've been moving from drawer to drawer for the past decade. What I found at the back of this drawer actually made me laugh out loud. It was an old grocery list from 2011, still stuck to a coupon for canned soup. I don't even eat canned soup anymore. But there it was, proof that we all hold on to more than we think, often without realizing it. Moments like that help us see the bigger picture. They remind us that clutter isn't just stuff. It's often delayed decisions, small memories, and life chapters we've already lived through. So as you sort, give yourself kindness. Let this be a judgment-free zone. If something makes you smile, that's a gift. If something feels unnecessary, that's freedom. And if something is hard to decide on, set it aside. We'll circle back. You're not purging your whole life. You're simply making space for the life you have now. And just like that, step 2 is complete. In the next step, we'll talk about how to simplify what you've chosen to keep and how to store it in a way that's easy on your eyes, your hands, and your daily routine. Trust me, this is where the real transformation begins. Step 3. Simplify. Now that you've sorted your items into keep, let go, and unsure, it's time for step 3. Simplify, the heart of the E.A.S.Y method. This is where the space actually starts to transform. First, take a look at your keep pile. These are the items you've chosen to hold on to because they're useful, meaningful, or simply make life easier. But even here, I encourage you to ask yourself a gentle follow-up question. Do I use this regularly? Or do I just feel like I should keep it? Here's the truth. If you don't use it or truly love it, it may still be part of the clutter. Many of us hang on to things because of guilt, habit, or that sneaky little phrase, just in case. But just in case is often the enemy of clarity. How many items in your home are quietly taking up space because of that one idea? If you haven't used it in the last year, if it's a duplicate of something you already have, if it's broken and has been waiting for a fix that's never coming, it might be time to let it go, with peace, not pressure. This isn't about getting rid of things that matter. It's about letting go of the things that don't. Now, once you've trimmed down your keep pile, it's time to put things back, but smarter, not just neater. Organize what you're keeping in a way that's easy for you. That means, keep frequently used items in the front or on top. Use small containers or shallow bins to group like items together, pens with pens, batteries with batteries, etc. If bending or reaching is tough, store items at waist height or in easy access trays. If something is easily forgotten, put it in a clear container or use a simple label. Even a sticky note will do. This isn't about creating a Pinterest-perfect setup. It's about designing a system that's easy to use and even easier to maintain. On-screen tip for future visual reference. Function over fancy. Keep what serves you today. Let this be a space that helps you, not one that frustrates you. And here's a gentle reminder. You don't need to hold on to something just because it cost money, was a gift, or once had meaning. If it no longer fits your life, it's okay to let it go. You're not throwing away memories. You're creating room for new ones. Up next, how to make sure this stays organized without lifting a finger next week. Because what good is a tidy drawer if it goes right back to chaos in 2 days? We'll talk about the simple trick that keeps clutter from creeping back in, and how you can do it in under 60 seconds a week. But for now, take a step back and admire what you've done. This one small zone. It's lighter, clearer, and working for you again. That's not just decluttering. That's a shift in your environment, your energy, and your mindset. You're not just simplifying your space, you're simplifying your life. And that's powerful. Step 4, you decide. Now we come to the final step of the E.A.S.Y method. You decide. This is where the power shifts fully back to you. And it's especially important for that unsure pile we created earlier. Here's the thing. Some items are hard to let go of. Not because we still use them, but because they're tangled up in memories, hopes, or a sense of what if. And that's okay. You don't have to force a decision today. Instead, you decide when you're ready. Take everything in your maybe or unsure pile and place it in a small bag, box, or container. Label it clearly with today's date. You can even add a short note to yourself, like revisit next month, no pressure. Then put it away in a spot that's out of sight, but not out of reach, like a closet shelf or drawer. Here's the beauty of this step. You're creating emotional and physical distance without making a final decision. This gives you breathing room. You've paused the pressure, but kept your momentum. Come back to it in 30 days. If you haven't reached for anything in that bag, if you didn't even remember what was inside, it's a strong sign those items no longer serve you. And by then, you'll likely feel stronger, clearer, and more confident about letting go. Because decluttering is just as much about emotional readiness as it is about space. This step honors your pace. It removes guilt from the process. And most importantly, it keeps you in control. Because this is your home, your stuff, your decision. Always. You're not behind. You're not failing. You're simply choosing clarity. One drawer, one shelf, one maybe at a time. And trust me, that quiet confidence, that feeling of control, it will ripple into every part of your day. You've just taken a space that once caused stress and turned it into something that brings calm. That's something to be proud of. I started using this method after a fall reminded me how important clear spaces really are, not just for peace of mind, but for my safety. I tripped over something small I'd been meaning to get to later, and it was a wake-up call. That moment showed me how clutter isn't just annoying, it can be dangerous. So I started small, with just one drawer. No pressure, no huge plans, just one space. But something unexpected happened. That one drawer gave me a sense of control I hadn't felt in a long time. It sparked a ripple effect. One space led to another, and slowly, my home started to feel lighter, calmer, and safer. It didn't happen overnight, but it started with one simple choice. And if you've been waiting for a sign to begin, this might be yours. Here's the drawer now, neat, calm, and no longer a source of stress. What used to make me sigh every time I opened it now gives me a quiet sense of relief. And the best part? It only took 15 minutes. No heavy lifting, no overthinking, just a few simple steps. Now, every time I open that drawer, I feel like I'm breathing easier. It's a reminder that small wins matter. They build confidence, create calm, and shift how we feel in our own homes. You deserve that feeling, too, because it's not just about tidying up. It's about making space for what really supports you. What's one drawer, shelf, or basket in your home that could use just 15 minutes of love? Tell me in the comments. I read every one, and I might feature your suggestion in a future video. Let's tackle it together. And if this inspired you to take even one small step, hit the like button and subscribe. There's so much more to come. Simple, uplifting decluttering wins that make your space feel lighter and your days feel easier. You're not alone in this, and every small change truly matters.